A former Tottenham striker has delivered his verdict on who he wants to see as the next Celtic manager, and the name will get fans talking. We've also got the potential Champions League qualifier opponents revealed, a controversial VAR penalty from the title run-in that is still causing arguments, and a major update on the season ticket alliance from a Celtic legend. Let's get into it. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Robbie Keane is back in the Celtic manager conversation in a big way today after former Tottenham and England striker Teddy Sheringham came out and gave a passionate endorsement of his old teammate for the job at Celtic Park. Sheringham played alongside Keane during his time at Tottenham and knows him well, and he was not holding back when asked about the Celtic vacancy. He is also suggesting that Martin O'Neill looks ready to step away from the role, pointing to how exhausted the Northern Irishman appeared at the end of the Scottish Cup final at the weekend. Keane's situation has also become clearer in recent days. The 45-year-old had been manager of Ferencváros in Hungary, where he won the Hungarian Cup, but has now departed the club after missing out on the league title. That makes him a free agent heading into the summer, and with Dermot Desmond known to be a long-standing admirer, the pieces are starting to fall into place. Speaking to Boyle Sports, Sheringham said, "Next Celtic manager, it has got to be Robbie Keane. His name was on the tip of my tongue the minute I heard the question. He has been around Europe. He has done well. He has been working in Israel and Hungary for a few years now. The question is whether he would want to come back so soon when he is out there gaining his experience in other countries. I am sure Robbie is already on Celtic's radar, whether it will be to offer him the job now or in the future. I just think it is a shame Martin O'Neill does not want to carry on. But he did look tired at the end of the cup final at the weekend. He looked shattered. It takes a lot out of you being a manager, doesn't it not? I do not know if the time is right for him now, but Robbie Keane will be Celtic manager one day." Keane is currently the bookmakers' favourite. He had a brief but brilliant spell as a player at Celtic Park over the 2009-10 season, scoring 16 goals in just 19 appearances. Whether that history with the club helps or hinders his appointment is up for debate, but the momentum behind his name is real and building fast. Celtic need a decision soon. A decision. Now, for the main story, as Celtic now have a much clearer picture of the club standing between them and a return to the Champions League proper, with the potential qualifier opponents for next season revealed today. Celtic's dramatic title win on the final day of the season did not just secure the Premiership trophy. It also booked the Hoops directly into the Champions League playoff round, meaning they are just one tie away from returning to European football's elite stage. Based on current projected standings, the potential opponents Celtic could face in that playoff include AGF, Omonia Nicosia, Mjällby AIF, Viking FK and LASK. There are also several other clubs that could emerge from the earlier qualifying rounds, including Kairat Almaty, Slovan Bratislava, Lech Poznan, AEK Athens, and NK Celje. The exact picture will shift depending on how other leagues and early rounds unfold, but Celtic's UEFA coefficient ranking should ensure they are seeded for the draw, which at least gives them a more favourable tie on paper. The draw for the playoff round takes place on the 3rd of August 2026. First legs are scheduled for the 18th and 19th of August, with return legs 1 week later. None of those names should strike fear into Celtic on paper, but supporters will know better than anyone how dangerous these qualifiers can become. Last season's shock exit to Kairat Almaty remains deeply painful and fresh in the memory, with the Kazakh champions dumping Celtic out despite the Scottish side entering as massive favourites. That result dropped Celtic into the Europa League and cost the club enormous amounts of money and prestige. The stakes this time around are enormous. Champions League qualification would transform what is possible in the summer transfer window. Failure would be devastating for the rebuild ahead. In other news, the controversial late penalty awarded to Celtic against Motherwell during the title run-in is still being talked about weeks after the final whistle, and now the Motherwell goalkeeper has broken his silence on the incident. The moment came deep into stoppage time during Celtic's dramatic 3-2 win at Fir Park on the 13th of May. VAR official Andrew Dallas advised referee John Beaton to review a potential handball by Motherwell defender Sam Nicholson inside the area. After a brief visit to the pitchside monitor, Beaton pointed to the spot and Kelechi Iheanacho converted the penalty. That goal proved pivotal. Without it, Hearts would have travelled to Celtic Park on the final day knowing that even a two-goal defeat would still have been enough to win the title. Instead, Celtic went into the last game simply needing a win, which they delivered in extraordinary fashion. The Motherwell goalkeeper has now spoken to the Daily Record about what it felt like inside the box when the decision was made. He said, "It's hard to say anything because at the time, every player in that box doesn't see what happened. You don't see anyone claiming for it. You don't hear any noise from the fans. It's just like another throw-in. You see the referee put his finger to his ear, and you are like, right, something is going on here. We just don't know what." After seeing it back after the game, it's hard to see how he has come to that decision in such a short amount of time. Was it, 20 seconds he was over there? It's one of the biggest decisions in the season to make, and you have made it in 20 seconds. There is an angle that has come out recently from behind the goal that literally has the ball coming off the top of his head. So it was even more sickening after the game. The decision remains one of the most debated VAR moments of the entire Scottish season and clearly has not gone away. In other news, Celtic legend Paul McStay has opened up on conversations he held with Chief Executive Michael Nicholson regarding the Season Ticket Alliance movement and what was said between them. The Season Ticket Alliance emerged earlier this season during one of the most turbulent and protest-heavy periods in recent memory at the club. Businessman Willie Jorge pledged to personally invest £2 million for every 10,000 season ticket holders who joined the alliance, with the goal of building a supporter-backed structure worth up to £10 million, capable of giving fans genuine influence at boardroom level. McStay agreed to front the initiative publicly, which, given his legendary status at the club, was a significant statement. The alliance came alongside a wave of other protests, including the Green Brigade's lengthy ban, the Celtic Fans Collective's Not Another Penny campaign, and calls from supporters to delay season ticket renewals until the very last possible date. Lastly, a former Celtic midfielder's comments on Martin O'Neill have emerged today, and they shine an interesting light on how O'Neill managed the dressing room during the title run-in, with O'Neill himself also receiving a major honour at a ceremony in London this week. O'Neill's story this season is genuinely remarkable. He walked back into the club for a second time in January under circumstances nobody would have chosen, taking over from Wilfried Nancy after one of the most chaotic spells in recent Celtic history. What followed was a title win on the final day and a Scottish Cup victory over Dunfermline, completing a domestic double that almost nobody thought was possible when he arrived. The LMA, the League Managers Association, held their awards ceremony this week, and Martin O'Neill was recognised at the event for his contribution to football management and his extraordinary achievement in turning Celtic's season around. The recognition was well deserved. Not many managers in the game could have walked into that situation and delivered what he delivered. That's all the latest Celtic news for today. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment below with your thoughts. I'll see you in the next one.